Come game hunting with me today to this antique mall that had some amazing stuff. I cannot believe I found this much stuff while I was out game hunting. First off, I found a Wii game, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It was still sealed, which made me think about getting it, but I ended up passing on it and continuing on, where I made my way to this booth that had a ton of different games. I kind of checked it out. I went through the PS3 games here, then I checked out all the Wii games, and down below was even some PSP games, but honestly, this was either way too overpriced or these games had definitely been picked through. Even this Xbox 360 section here had definitely been picked through, so I didn't get anything here. Then I found this bin that had a bunch of Mario or Luigi or Yoshi or any kind of figures like that, which was pretty cool. But honestly, I don't think I ended up seeing anything that I absolutely had to have, so I just continued on, where I made my way to this section where they had kind of a bunch of different random games. You got Xbox games, you got Wii games, but nothing I ended up actually getting, so nothing so far until I made it to this booth where they had a ton of stuff. All these things that were still in packages were like 20, 25. They were way too expensive to be at a antique mall, but I think they were new. However, underneath they had these Build-A-Bears. There were 2 Pikachus and a Charizard, and these were regularly $10. However, they were on sale for $8 a piece, so you know I had to grab all 3 of these things. Then below was a few handmade Pokeballs, but honestly, I just ended up picking up the 2 Build-A-Bear Pikachus and the Build-A-Bear Charizard. These ended up being $24 for all 3, which is totally awesome because if you go on eBay or online to try to buy these, they're worth about $20 to $25 a piece. So I'll be adding these to my collection. I might try to trade one of them, but the other 2 will definitely end up staying. But that's not all I found, so let's keep hunting. So I continued on through this antique mall. Then I ended up finding this backyard hockey game, which caught my eye. Now, they're supposed to be remaking this soon, and I cannot wait, but I thought it was interesting to see this out in the wild, as well as I found a few games here on this bookshelf in case thing, but obviously nothing I had to have until I made my way to this booth that had a bunch of different games here, and there was a sale on top of that, which was totally awesome. First off, I checked out the PS4 section, didn't find anything I needed. Then I found the PS3s and the Wii and the Xbox and the Xbox One. And there was even Xbox 360 games here down below and some PS2 games. There was a ton of games here, but honestly, nothing that was like jumping out and catching my eye until I did notice there was a discounted sale as well. And so I kind of looked through the games a little bit. I did find a DS game and this Sega Genesis game, but it was pretty beat up. But they were running a sale. If you bought 5, you would get $20 worth. So I ended up getting Guitar Hero 3, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Starfighter, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Rock of the Dead, all from this one booth because this was definitely well worth picking up. And I think this one was a really good booth. Now, obviously, they had definitely been like combed through. People had already gone through all the games, but for $4 each, I kind of checked out all of the sections and found games that were well worth it. And then I put them to the side and realized, okay, these are worth the $20. So, as you saw, I got Guitar Hero 3. This game is definitely a ton of fun and well worth picking up, as well as Star Wars Battlefront 2. This game isn't worth as much as it used to be, but it's still one of those games that any time I see it, I want to have to pick it up, but don't always get to. Then I got Star Wars Starfighter Special Edition on the Xbox Original, as well as Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox 360. This has been on like every console since the Xbox 360 and the PS3. And last but not least was the Rock of the Dead. This game looked really interesting, and I think if I can hook this up with a controller, I can play this and have some fun with it. So this is definitely a game I think looks like it's going to be fun, but I'm not sure. I've never played it, but I'll have to give it a try soon. Then I continued on down this hallway where I stumbled upon this booth that had a bunch of different games here. I found this PlayStation 4 PSVR game called Accounting Plus. For 20 bucks, I kind of looked this one up, and it was an interesting game from Limited Run, so I ended up grabbing this. Then I found a few other expensive games that I thought about picking up, but honestly, I didn't need them. I really wanted that Wii U game, that Sonic and Mario game, but it was a little too expensive, so I left it behind here. Again, some more expensive games I kind of just looked through really quickly that I didn't need or want. I did find this Castlevania Special Edition, which was pretty cool, as well as this other game here on the shelf for the Xbox 360, being The Killer is Dead. These games look totally awesome, but the only game I picked up was that PSVR game. And I did see this PlayStation demo disc, which was pretty cool. And then I continued on, where the last stop of the day ended up being this vintage Mario shirt, which was just absolutely insane to me. I still can't believe I ended up finding this Dance Dance Revolution Mario mix from the GameCube. Now, it said it was a medium, but there wasn't a tag or a label in it, so I just kind of hope that this is going to fit me, but this is absolutely insane. For 25 bucks, I had to grab it, as well as this weird Accounting Plus game for the PlayStation 4 PSVR. I think this is definitely going to be one of those that's super weird, but for 20 bucks, I looked it up, and this one was worth grabbing, so I ended up grabbing it. But overall, I ended up finding some pretty good deals here. We've got those 5 games for 4 bucks. Obviously, this accounting game, this insane Mario shirt that I was just not expecting to see, and then the 3 Build-A-Bear plushes. Honestly, this ended up being way better than I thought it was going to be. I ended up spending like 90 bucks, but I got a ton of awesome stuff, and I'm really glad I stopped here. I was out of town to visit family, and I saw this place, and I went in there with my parents and my wife, and we wandered around and found some good stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, so make sure you check out that video right there. I think the most excited thing that I'm most excited about is definitely this Mario shirt. It just goes insane. And then I think maybe either Rock of the Dead or the Accounting Plus game. But I'm going to have to give all of these a try and make sure everything works. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So check that video out if you haven't already.